You'll need a bald, unpainted, or factory painted vinyl head. Do not use one with a homemade face up because you'll risk damaging it. I have not tested this project with resin or ceramic heads. You'll also need some hair. I have some cheap dollar store stuff here, but you'll want to use the good stuff, not this crap. You'll need scissors, hot glue, and a heat source. In this case, I have a grill lighter as my heat source, but you could also use like a pot with aluminum foil on the stove. In that case, you would put the hot glue in and scoop it out with some kind of stick. There's also hot glue guns, of course, not to mention soldering irons, blow dryers, blow torches, etc. You could use anything really, just make sure you know how to use it responsibly. Please note that your heat source is hot, dangerous, and can burn you or other things. Fire especially is not a toy, and you may want to have a bucket of water or a fire extinguisher within reach. You might also want to wear safety gear such as goggles, masks, and heat-resistant gloves. If you accidentally burn the hair or the vinyl or something else, it can put off nasty fumes that can harm you. And it's called hot glue for a reason. It can get hot enough to cause pain and burns, so watch out for stray dripping and touching it when it's burning and stuff. Do not attempt to eat any item involved in this process. They aren't good for you. Do not attempt this method on the skin of any living creature, human or not. It probably would hurt, and the person you'd be gluing things to would probably not be too amused with you gluing things to their head. This takes a long time. Be sure to do it when you can focus on it. If you are a minor, get adult supervision. If you choose to do this, you're doing it at your own risk, and I am not responsible for any pain, damages, or other forms of suffering. The fastest way to do this is to make a weft. Heat up the glue, apply it to both sides of approximately 1 centimeter's worth of hair. I personally like to squish the glue around to make sure it holds well, but watch out for heat. If you do not pre-glue a weft like this of the size, you can wind up with large chunks of hair falling out. Then you heat the glue back up and apply it to the head. Stick the weft on and make sure it's secure. If you have tons of excess hair, you can trim some of it, but don't trim all of the excess, or you could script the style you're going for. Depending on the length of the excess, you could actually make another weft out of it. The slower but potentially nicer looking way of going about this would be to get about 1 plug's worth of hair. Heat up the glue and dip the tips of the hair into the glue. Then apply it directly to the head. You don't have to squish it, but I did out of habit. Continue to cover the head until you're done. Just follow any rooting pattern you'd like. Once you are finished, you can peel off the wig. The vinyl is left undamaged, and the wig is the exact size your doll needs. After you're done, you can use a pin or Velcro or whatever you like to fix the wig in place, and then lightly brush the hair to remove excess fibers. At this point, you can start adjusting the hairstyle to suit your needs. I haven't finished styling this particular wig, so it's not very neat, and plus it was the first one I made using this method, but you get the point. There are a few potential issues with this kind of wig. Because hot glue melts at high temperatures, it's probably not wise to store the wigs in a place that gets hot. The glue could run and get stuck on other things. If there's a chance that the wig may need to be stored in a warm place for a while, I would recommend storing it in a bag by itself, so in the event that it does melt, it won't ruin other things. You may also wish to store the wigs in bags while traveling through hot regions, such as the desert or a beach in the summer, or anywhere in the southern part of the United States during summer. I would also strongly recommend against letting the wigs sit in direct sunlight. Sun can burn living creatures, so there's no reason why it can't melt hot glue. Boil perms and other forms of heat styling the hair may not work very well, as they may melt the glue. These methods will have to be tested with scrap wefts.